broke the cork off.
Oh, that's puke. Ugh.
Okay. I don't know what to do. Maybe I'm just sensing some umami on this. Because, ooh, mama, that's good. I still haven't found my first Blanton's. Hey, everybody. There we go. Hey, everybody. It's Thursday, and it's Bourbcast time. And, yeah. Time to get into this bad boy. Well, so the price on this, $149.99. That is not MSRP. It is also not what I paid for this. I was in Santa Monica, California for the American film market. I went out because I was going to be selling some films, and I wanted to learn the business of independent film. Not how to make a film. I knew how to do that. I wanted to know the business, right? So when you watch a movie on Netflix or whatever the case may be, and you're like, oh, that was a really fun movie, and you're thinking about the art of it, or the actors that are in it, or the score, the music. The people there don't care about that. They want to know, can I sell it? That's it. The business of independent film. So I was out there for that, and I went to a liquor store, and it was a really funny occurrence, actually. The guy behind the counter, I was looking at this one, and he's like, good taste, you know, and he sets it in front of me like this, and I said, $150, man. And he goes, nah, for you, 110. I'm like, okay. And then he says, he grabs another bottle, and he sets that in front of me. And then he grabs another bottle, and he sets that in front of me. And he keeps stacking all these bottles in front of me on the counter as if you're going to buy this for a deal, you're going to get this one and this one and this one. And he just kept stacking them. And finally I had to say, no, going to get that one. And he kept with the price. Matter of fact, I think I even got it for a little less than that. I think I got it for like some $89 or something like that. He really came down a lot for me. But he kept stacking all these bottles that I would never have been able to afford next to this one. And it was a fun interchange. It was the first time I had ever bought bourbon in a non-controlled state. So one of the things about Ohio is they have perfs that you can take off to take on top of the... All right, bat knife. Bat knife, da-da-da-da-da-da, bat knife. Okay, thank you, bat knife. Okay. All right, that's much, much better. Oh, there's another one. There's a secondary one. Oh my gosh. Bat knife. I'm not kidding, it's my bat knife. All right, hey, Larry's watching. Hey, Larry. This is very, very hard to open. I don't know if it's a California thing or what. I don't open a whole lot of E.H. Taylor. So anyhow, it was the first time I'd ever purchased anything in a non-controlled state. In California, for instance, you know, they're going to buy from their state liquor people, whatever, and then they can attach whatever markup they want to for it. They can get whatever they want out of any bottle. So again, this one was $150, and he ended up taking it down. If I remember right, I remember him saying 110, and I want to say I ended up paying less than that. I wish I could remember. It's been a minute ago. All right. So this is the E.H. Taylor, Colonel Taylor, Straight Rye. It has the distinction of being the only whiskey in the Buffalo Trace lineup with this specific mash bill. There is nothing else. So you know that Buffalo Trace has two mash bills for the bourbon. One is a high rye, one is a low rye. Well, it turns out they do the same thing for the rye. There's one that is a low rye. That would be your Sazerac, your Thomas Handy, your Sazerac, the older one, the Daddy Saz and Baby Saz. Those are your low ryes from Buffalo Trace and Sazerac. This one is unique in that they say that there's no corn. Now, that sounds a little bit bizarre that you're not going to see any corn in a rye. A lot of times I know you're going to get a 95.5 rye and things like that, but a lot of Kentucky ryes have a mid-level rye and they add some corn to the mash bill. This does not have that. The rumor is that they took out the corn and they went crazy with the malted barley. That the rumor that I saw, and you never know, it's an undisclosed mash bill, but the rumor that I saw is that this is 65-35, so 65% rye, 35% malted barley. That is really high in the malted barley. I have not had a whole lot of pours with that high of malted barley. Let's see if there's anything I'm missing. This was introduced in 2011 as a way to showcase their rye production. Let's see. Oh, the Van Winkles. The Van Winkles. They're gonna. No, that's not true. Never mind with that. So 65-35. No age statement. But it's bottled in bond. And to be labeled in bottled and bond, a whiskey has got to be a product of one distillation season and one distiller at a single distillery, aged in a federally bonded warehouse under government supervision, and it has to be there for at least 4 years. Rumors have that this is a 9-year. That's what I was reading about it. I also saw, I'll put the cork on just in case here, because I want to look at it real closely. All right, yeah, and indeed it does. So on the back of the label, and I don't have a picture of it and I can't show it to you because it'll be out of focus, but there are two different DSPs on here, 113 and 12. 12 is Barton, I think. I think that's right. I think 12 is Barton. So now they've confirmed that this is made in-house at Buffalo Trace Distillery. No explanation as to why the Barton DSP is on the back of this bottle. So it's just an interesting thing. So it's a mystery. It's a mystery. Buffalo Trace, one of the oldest distilleries in the U.S., one of 6 that had medicinal licenses to get through Prohibition, and one of only 4 to survive it. So it has been around a while. It was acquired a couple times due to bankruptcy. Colonel Taylor went bankrupt and sold it to George T. Stagg, using the official executive bourbon steward glass with Stave and Thief Society on the front. I was telling somebody today where they were asking about that trip, and I said, it was a goal. Did I pick up a lot more knowledge? Picked up a little more knowledge. Is it going to help with this? Will it help me get gigs as a doing flights and things like that? It's just, I'm glad I did it. Now I can say I'm an executive bourbon steward, and that'll be in my obit. And they're going to read it and go, he drank himself to death. Let's go rob him. He's got a great collection. All right. So the E.H. Taylor Straight Rye, 100 proof, undisclosed mash bill, we're thinking 65-35 rye and malted barley. No corn. That I know for sure. No corn in this mash bill from Buffalo Trace. The only product at Buffalo Trace that has this mash bill. This is unique to just, and I splooched. I haven't even tasted it yet. I'm already spilling it. Stupid. This is Taylor. You don't spill Taylor. Heck. All right. Okay, this is a complex nose. There's a lot going on here. Golly, there's a lot going on. There's a lot. Okay, I'm getting a little honey, cinnamon, vanilla, all the notes, floral notes, citrus notes, graham cracker, butterscotch. Boy, there's a lot. There's a lot happening here. But you get a 35% malted barley mash bill. I guess I shouldn't be surprised. Apricot. I never know how to pronounce that. Is it apricot? Apricot? Or do you want to go French and apricot? I didn't do that. I didn't do that. I don't speak French. I don't even just stop. Okay. Sometimes I have to tell myself to stop. Do you ever have to do that? Tell yourself to stop? Sometimes I have to tell myself, don't do it. Cut her off right now. So, okay. All right, it's settled down a little bit. A lot of those same notes are here, though. The honey, the graham cracker, fruit notes, some citrus. Yeah, there's a lot here. Okay, all right, we're going in. That was so unique. So unique. When I first took my sip, it was a very soft mouthfeel. I can't tell you the last time I had what I could consider a soft mouthfeel. It was like I was sucking on a cloud. It doesn't mean it was thin. It was definitely not thin. It's got a nice viscosity to it. It sits on the palate nicely, but it is just so soft. It's like a toilet paper commercial. You know? They're like wiping their butt with a cloud. It is what it is. Michael's watching. Coachella Valley Mike. How are you, Mike? I'm glad you're with us. You can have your heat back. It's in Ohio. We've been upper 90s, heat indexes of over 100. Getting some rain right now. It's been kind of a stormy afternoon. Humidity is so. If my hair doesn't look right, that would be one reason why. Humidity. Anyway, getting back to the E.H. Taylor, this is so different. The nose is hyper complex. The palate is soft, but the bloom is steady and strong. Again, if you're new to the show, bloom is that burn on the tongue, and oftentimes it'll travel as you do your whiskey chew for 10 to 12 seconds. AC took a dump on us Father's Day. Oh, no. Oh, there's a guy, they've had, like yesterday, today, there was a guy down the street that had the air conditioning guy there. And they chose the expensive guy, so they're going to be spending a bunch of money. I don't know what's going on, but 2 days down there. So maybe they're getting a whole new unit. I don't know. And then there was somebody else that I was talking to, and their AC went out. Oh, mine has not gone out. You could probably hear mine going because it's right on the other side of this wall. I've got all sorts of sound reinforcement in there and everything to keep the sound from bleeding over, but it's loud. I've got a loud furnace and a loud air conditioner. But anyhow, so no, we've been blessed. Been blessed, no complaints, and the rain did cool things off before it heated it back up and gave us humidity. Thank you. It's like you get flick, and then pow. Just the way it feels. Anyway, I'm sorry your air conditioning puked out. That's got to not be fun in Southern California. Sorry. Yeah, I will keep you in my thoughts. All right, let's get back to this. Just spent 16 grand. Did I read that right? Took us a week to replace the whole unit. 16 grand? Wow. I've heard that air conditioners are like ridiculously expensive right now. And I imagine with the emission standards in California and everything else, it's got to be stupid. Is it electric or can you use, like mine's gas, mine's forced gas. So I don't. Okay. That's right. Yeah. Good night. Whew. Sorry, man. Time to move. Time to move to Florida, Texas, Arizona, Alabama. I understand it's hot and humid in even Mississippi right now. So, the opportunities abound. No oceans, but very, very nice mountains. Pretty trees. Electric with heat pump. Okay, all right. Yeah, see, the furnace runs off of gas, and the air conditioning, I think, is electric. So, I don't envy you, man. Sorry. Seriously, I have never tried anything that is this soft on the palate. Great bloom, slower that time. Sitting on the tip of my tongue, I can feel it going down. That is so unusual and so unique. And I haven't even gotten to trying to find the flavors yet. I'm just still completely blown away by the mouthfeel on this. Never before have I ever drank anything this soft on the palate. That is incredible. I didn't know that such a thing existed. Wow. Golly. All right, let me see if I can get some flavors out of this. Remove my shock and awe. Gosh. First of all, I can tell you that it's very tasty. I haven't really explored the flavors, but this is I might like this better than the small batch EHT. I remember when I first tried the first time I tried E.H. Taylor small batch, I thought this is like lighter fluid. And I didn't love it. I went ahead and drank it. And I shared it with some other people too because I didn't know what I had. But they were like goo goo gaga over it. And, oh, E.H. Taylor, yeah, let me have some of that. I'm like, okay. Give them nice big pours. I might like this better than the small batch. Okay. Very sweet. It's got some delicate notes. Delicate. Lots of them. I get nuts. Maybe, I don't know, hazelnut or the sweet nuts. Yeah, like a hazelnut or let's just go with that. That and Brazil nuts, those are both kind of sweet. Let's stick with that. Maybe some apple, not green apple, but just a little bit of that. I'm not getting a whole lot of citrus, maybe a little bit of lemon. Definitely caramel for sure, caramel if you have a degree. Honey, I know I mentioned graham cracker on the nose, and I'm getting some of that. Butterscotch. I mean, a lot of what's on the nose is on the palate, which is nice, but there's a little bit more there, and I'm able to discern some of those notes specifically. Vanilla's there. It's sweet. It's a sweet pour for a mash bill with only 65% rye and 35% malted barley and no corn. And maybe it's so soft because there's no corn in it. I don't know. But in drinking this, you'd have to wonder if there's wheat in it because it's so soft. And normally, it's wheat that provides that softer experience on the palate. This is incredible. I don't get this from a single malt, which is all malted barley. I don't get this from any other rye I've ever tried. I know, I'm fanboying here, and I don't mean to, but good night, this is good. And Mike, I was saying earlier, I think you weren't here yet, but I got this in Santa Monica. So if you can find the E.H. Taylor Straight Rye, I'd buy it. Now, the price on this from Santa Monica is $150. That's way over MSRP. I didn't get it for that. So you might have to do a little bit of haggling, or buy a second or third bottle along with it to get your price down. All right, so the finish on this is also very sweet, very floral. There's some nice, everything's consistent. There's a nice nutty note. There's no earthiness to this. Recently, I've been getting into this thing where I find the finish to be earthy, and it's a little bit off-putting, a little tannic. This does not have that. This is a very, very nice, well-rounded, complex, flavorful finish that I'm going to have trouble staying out of. This is very, very tasty. Again, this may be my favorite Taylor product. This is really, really quite good. Hint of strawberry there. I got the nuts, that hazelnut, that maybe a cashew. That's a sweeter nut. But I got a little hint of strawberry there, and that may be what I'm getting, not apple, but strawberry. This is just a very, very fantastic pour. I haven't been this impressed by a pour in a while since we did the Santa's samples after Christmas last year. What am I doing? I'm not done. I'm gonna put this back on its pedestal where it belongs. I'm not done. I got more to do. All right, as much as I don't want to chance it, I do want to see what else will happen when I open this up. This is a neck pour, so if it's this good off the neck, I gotta wonder what's gonna happen to it. I'm only gonna do 2. That's it. Nothing more. There. And no more spilling. Not this bottle. So every Tuesday, a group of guys come over and I've started sharing sips. And I'm going to have to share this with them. But they're going to get the communion cups. I was going to say this is the only bottle I have of this, and that's not true. I've got 2 of these. I think that's right. Yeah. Yeah, here's the other one. I have another one. This one doesn't have a price tag on it, but I got another one. So I could share this more generously. I don't know that I will. I know it's supposed to be a shared experience, but sometimes it's okay to treat yourself, right? Okay, all right. Little water on it. See what it does to it. See how it unlocks it. I want to give it a good turn here. Give it a chance to really open up. Add with a little water on it. That changed it. Oh my. The softness on the palate has transformed. It's not as soft anymore. It's more typical as far as your mouthfeel on the palate. Got a little more oily, which is not, that sounds terrible. It's like, get out to the dawn and get it cleaned up like the duck on the commercials. No, I don't. It's a nice mouthfeel, viscous. It's not as soft. And it did add some body to it, some viscosity to it. So, yes. It also brought out some of the rye notes. Again, 65% rye estimated. It did bring out some of the spiciness of the rye instead of the more nuanced flavors of the rye and the malted barley together. That spiciness came out there. I will tell you, I like it better neat. The experience neat was better for me. And this is only 2 drops and it changed it that much. That continues to amaze me. All right. Really a gorgeous pour. Beautiful. Those baking spices coming out a little bit more, along with that rye. It's a more robust pour with just 2 drops of water on it. Sorry, two drops of water on it. I think they. Can I do that? No, that's Boy Scouts. 2. Duh, duh. 2 drops of water is all it took, and you're getting more into that rye territory, that spiciness that wasn't there before. I'm feeling I mean, it's been a minute. I'm still feeling it finding its way down. Incredible pour. I'm telling you. All right. I need a theme for this. I need to do something. You know, I told you that I was creating like AI songs and how amazed I was with that technology. Well, now I need to do something just for my ice sphere. I need a theme for my gorgeous ice sphere. I just got to decide if I want to do it like an Indiana Jones theme, because it's a little Sean Connery, gorgeous ice sphere. Or if it's Patrick Stewart and a Star Trek thing, gorgeous ice sphere. They're so similar. Anyway, look at this. Maybe something, you know, smarmy. Gorgeous ice sphere, whoa, gorgeous ice sphere, whoa. Okay, I'm running along. I gotta shut up and drink up. Yeah. And I spilled again. I'm going to bourbon hell for that. I got told on YouTube, don't stop the finger stir. Aye, aye. Psst, ah. Silly mood. Okay. On ice, I'm getting those caramels hitting me really hard. I should have probably mentioned that I'm not getting a huge preponderance of oak. It didn't hit me that, oh, this is oaky. In any of the expressions, I'm not catching a lot of oak. And if this really is a 9-year, that could be one of the reasons. I mean, yes, it's going to sit in that longer, but as it sits in there longer, it mellows. And there's only so much you can take out of that oak. Yeah, I mean, they could leave it in there for 25 years if they wanted to. But at 9 years, you're going to get a lot of what that barrel has to offer. That juice is going to go in and out and in and out several times a year for 9 years. So that would explain potentially. And they didn't double barrel it, so that potentially would explain why I'm not getting a ton of oak on the palate, because it's just had time to mellow. And okay, back to this. Little chocolate note. All the things I already said. Still a slight fruit note. It's not discernible so much. Like before, I know like strawberry, but the chocolate note is interesting there. I like it. I like it. I like it in all the expressions. You can't go wrong with this one. This is going to be one of my top 10 pours of the year so far. I know this is, I think, 271, 272 something like that, Bourbcasts. And this year I've had some great stuff. The samples that I got to try the Eagle Rare 17 year. I got to try an Old Fitzgerald. I got to try a lot of great things, but this is right up there. This is really a top 10 pour for 2025, which is funny because I bought it in 2019. It took me 6 years to open this thing up. Well, almost. It was November of 2019 when I went to Santa Monica, so it's 5.5 years. How's that? All right, you want to know what we're doing next week? I know you do. I know you do. It's a good one. It is a good one. All right, I just recently picked it up. It's right now people are talking about this one. Of course, I haven't tried it yet. I've never opened it. Our next Bourbcast is going to be Maker's Mark. This is the Keeper's Release from 2025, Bold Oak Toasted Sweetness. It is 109.3 proof. Yeah. This is part of the wood finishing series, and I do like those. And they've gone back and they've started to rename that. They were calling them like BP, blah, 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 these strange barrel numbers and whatnot. Well, now they've decided to start giving them like more romantic, poetic names. So that's what we're doing next week is this Maker's Mark. The Keeper's... Did I say Revenge? Is that Revenge? Release. The Keeper's Release. That's what you get for being blind. All right, so that's what we're doing next week. Thank you for tuning in and checking us out, and thank you for sharing this. Hint, hint. Let people know that you're enjoying the show, and that we talk about all sorts of different types of drinks, and they may learn something from what we're doing. They may decide, that doesn't sound good, or, oh, that sounds really good. I think I'd like to try it. And in all fairness, I know I've got a very wide palate. I like a lot of what I drink, but there are some things that I may not like about certain pours, like the earthiness, the woodiness, things like that, the tannins. But the bomb. You could be doing anything else, but you're here, and I appreciate it. Have a great what's left of the month of June, and we will see you next week.